All right, everyone, I'm going to tell you the steps you need to take in order to get a perfect score and dominate the new SAT digital exam. So, with the SAT digital exam, it's a little bit different than the paper-based exam because it's adaptive. So, what is adaptive? Adaptive means that they're going to present you module one, you're going to take module one, and then you're going to get graded on it. Then, based on how you perform in module one, they're going to present you module two. Now, module two is either going to be harder or easier. And that's how they sort of gauge your score. Okay, that's all great, but how do you prepare for it? So, in order to prepare for dominating any exam, you want to work on a real previously administered exam. So you want to practice from the real thing. So when you take the real thing, it's going to be no different than practice. And actually, we can do this because the College Board provides you the app, the actual application. You're going to be taking the real thing. You can actually get it on your computer and you can practice from it. The only problem is a lot of students, they don't understand how to work efficiently in order to get a perfect score, in order to dominate. And I'm going to explain to you the steps you need to take. What we want to do is we want to focus on problems at a time, then sections at a time, and only then an entire test. We need to crawl before you can walk, before you can run. Remember, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So you have to think to yourself, I want to work smarter, not harder. So a lot of students, what they do is we've seen it all the time. They take a full-length exam, another full-length exam, another full-length exam. And what did they really gain? What did they understand? Did they learn from their mistakes? So the way that you have to operate is treat it like a branch of science, be really meticulous about it, and work on problems, grade yourself, really dive in to understand your mistakes, and then you then move on and keep building your proficiency and building yourself up. And don't just look at your mistakes and say, oh, I got it, but actually learn from your mistakes. Understand, what do I know now that I'm not going to make the same mistake in the future? That's what we help with all the time. But if you're working on your own, you're going to have to really spend that time and dive in to really understand. So where's the material that you're going to be working from? The material is going to come directly from the College Board. So the College Board provides you 4 non-adaptive tests. The non-adaptive tests are paper-based tests that you can take, you can print out, and you can work on. They're non-adaptive, so they're not going to be able to have module 1 and then be able to present you module 2 based on how you performed on module 1. But that's okay. It'll still have the same questions you're going to see on the exam. So that's going to be your first line of introduction to the exam. So you work on these non-adaptive tests. There's 4 of them. Don't just do a test. Actually focus on the questions and build yourself up. So work on the questions from the non-adaptive practice tests 1. Grade yourself, maybe a couple of questions a night. Grade yourself and spend the time diving into any questions you get wrong. And really ask yourself, why did I get this question wrong? So then you're going to move on to SAT number 2 for the non-adaptive, and you'll hopefully be seeing a lot of repetitive questions because that's what we see all the time. It's the same types of questions. You're going to still make some mistakes, understand your mistakes, build yourself up, move on to non-adaptive 3, non-adaptive 4. Now we can then move a little bit forward, and the next thing is going to be the digital SAT practice in Blue Book. The Blue Book is actually a really great resource because the Blue Book, the app, is what's going to be on your computer, and that's exactly how you're going to be taking the SAT. You're going to use your computer, you're going to be in the testing center, but it's exactly the same format, the same style, the same look and feel. You're using the same mouse, the same keyboard. With the actual exam. So you're going to get a better practice, simulated experience by using this Blue Book, because when you go to the testing center, it's going to be no different. But what if you took those 4 practice tests, the non-adaptive, but you still feel like you need additional practice before you start the Blue Book? The Blue Book Yes, there are 4 exams, but those should be the last exams that you work on to really demonstrate your ability, because that's going to give you the same look and feel. So the way to do it is to go and work on the paper SAT test. You can find them on the College Board. There's 10 of them. So you can see here, actually 8 of them. SAT number 2 and SAT number 4 is not here. So you can see it on the website and you can download it. They're paper-based, so they're the old style format, but the same math questions, the same grammar questions, and some of the same reading questions are there. You can use that as sort of directed practice just to feel like you're ready. Then, once you feel like you're ready, you can open up the Blue Book app, and I'll show you what it looks like here on my screen. You can open up the Blue Book app, and then you can take a full-length practice exam. You see the Blue Book app? This is exactly how you're going to see it on the real thing. So once you do the Blue Book app, you take test number 1, and you then it'll grade you, and then you spend the time diving into your mistakes. Have a notebook with you, record all the mistakes you're making and why you're making it, and go over it again. Don't just immediately move on to the next test. Always go back and revisit your errors. Then when you feel like you're ready and you're ready to show them what you got, do the next test, then do the next one, and then finally you can do the last one. When you do the last one, you're going to be working exactly like the real thing. You're going to be scored, and then when you take the real thing, it's going to be no different than what you've just taken. So if you're scoring perfect in practice on the Blue Book, there should be no reason why you're not going to be scoring perfect on the real thing. So good luck. I'm confident that you can do it. And please like and subscribe, and really do appreciate all of your support. Thanks a lot.